Good evening, everybody. Well, the phony war is over, and now the phony general election campaign has begun. I say that because we're a week into the campaign, and the big debate, the big row, is about whether 1% should go on national insurance next year or not. That's been the debate of the week, hasn't it? Yeah. You know, I saw Theresa May on Question Time saying that this extra 1% was a tax on jobs and would do enormous damage. The government saying that if it didn't go on, well, where on earth would the Conservatives find the money? What would have to be cut? I mean, it's truly incredible that here we are with an accumulated national debt of £1.4 trillion, that we have an overspend this year alone of £183 billion. It's projected next year still to be as bad as £167 billion, and yet the general election campaign is focusing on whether taxes on employers' national insurance go up by £6 billion next year or not. Truly, we are not having a general election. We are not having a proper debate. Tonight, things have moved on a bit, and now they're saying that possibly, just possibly, there may have to be one or two job cuts in the public sector. You know, we create 126 jobs a day in the public sector in this country. But since Tony Blair came to power on May the 1st, 97, remember the music, things can only get better? Gosh, the country was taken in, wasn't it? But since then, 850,000 extra people have been put on the public payroll. And of course, playing piggy in the middle, we have Nick Clegg and Vince Cable, but they too are not saying anything different to the Labour or Conservative parties about the state of the British economy. And what we're saying, as UKIP, in this general election campaign, is that we need very substantial, big, I'm afraid massive, cuts in government spending in this country, cuts in the public sector, much of which is wholly and completely unnecessary. You see that one of the Scottish councils is advertising for a football street coordinator on £22,000 a year. We can see, as a party, we can see a minimum of £50 billion that could be saved from government spending on the first year by getting rid of many of these burdensome, hopeless bureaucracies. And the other thing we could do is we could stop paying £45 million a day to the European Union. That wouldn't be bad. So what you get from us is straight talking. We can't actually have schools and hospitals and all the things that we feel the state should provide in a civilised society if we haven't got a productive economy. If we haven't got people out there trading and creating wealth, we can't have any of this. And so what we want to do, we would like to totally rebalance the British economy by cutting back on the public sector and by actually giving our small and medium-sized employers some real incentives. And we would like to use a portion of those cutbacks, a portion of the axing of those quangos, to actually abolish employers' national insurance over the course of a 5-year parliament. My goodness me, that would create, on its own, just that one measure, hundreds of thousands of jobs over the course of the next parliament. And all this nonsense we hear about we must tax the rich, we must bash the bankers, we have to show that we don't like people who are wealthy and successful. Well, didn't we learn from the 1970s? There are one or two of you in this audience that I think can remember the 1970s. We had income tax up at 83%, didn't we? And what happened? Our brightest and best young people came out of university and off they went to America. Off they went to Australia. And we're in very real danger now, especially with the regulations that are coming onto our financial services industry. We're in very real danger now of our brightest and best heading off to Zurich and heading off to New York. The politics of tax envy has never been a success. And whilst we're a party that wants to support everybody in this country, just senselessly, needlessly, bashing the rich, bashing businesses doesn't make any sense, and we are not afraid to say it.
To find out more about who we are and what we stand for, go to the UK Independence Party website at www.ukip.org.